Okay. Yeah, because I know Bailey's working. She's
Yeah.
working on Monday nights, Monday and Tuesday nights now. So, and she didn't
Yeah.
really have a choice with that. So I told her I would record it at least for her.
Yeah. Good deal. Good deal. Well, tonight is, I know that I posted that graphic, but it is going to be over consistency and confidence, something that I've kind of been, really thinking about and just gathering some things together to really pour into you guys, because obviously this is our accountability group. And this is this is an 8-week group where we're growing as leaders, where we're growing our business, where we're just, learning all of the things as far as how to work the business. I think this accountability group has really helped us just get outside of our comfort zone and, do the scary things. I've been watching, Emily and Brooke and, so many people with like talking on their Instagram stories, something that they would never have done if it wouldn't have been for us pushing them. And so tonight, I just really want to get into, the consistency and confidence and kind of what that means and what that looks like as you're growing and as you're working your business, and just for the outside world to look in and see that. So I'm going to start with consistency. If you have notes, feel free to jot some of this down as I chat with y'all, because again, I mean, this is a very, and these are very honest calls. Like, I want us to really like reflect on ourselves and really think about these things, because same, I'm preaching to myself too. But there are two examples with behavior as far as, or no, I'm going to start with confidence. Sorry. So two examples of confident behavior that we attract on social media, like what people see when they look at us. Okay. So a low self confident behavior would look like, and these are some examples: behavior is often based around what others think, stays in comfort zones, scared of failure, hates to make any mistakes, and will cover it up before anyone finds out, looks for validation from others, is unable to take a compliment, and then struggles to stand up for themselves. Okay. So that is a low self confident behavior. A confident behavior is always doing what's right, no matter what anyone says, willing to go above and beyond and takes risks in order to achieve better things, able to admit when you're wrong, learns from your mistakes, doesn't seek validation outside of yourself, can make decisions on your own, and can accept compliments graciously and with ease. Okay. So I want you to think about that as what I just read and which category you would be in. Okay. And you may be in that low self esteem category. Okay. And that's why we're on this call. Because guess what? If we all jumped in and we were all perfect, we would all be diamond in 6 months, but we're not. And that's why there's room for growth. I just got off a call with Lauren Thomas's team, and this is kind of what we talked about. And literally, I think every single person that does some type of entrepreneurship or running their own business or whatever struggles with confidence, because of the fact that you fear failure, you fear judgment, you fear there's so many things that we fear, right? So as I read those behaviors, and kind of as you recognize yourself, I want to share for me, and I know for some other people, and I'm going to chat with Samantha in a second, because Samantha Cole has really, her confidence is glowing, and she kind of has a really good story as far as a couple years ago we talked this morning, and she said, Marissa, people that know me would tell you that they doubted me when I first started this. So the growth is just awesome. As you continue to grow, as you continue to do this accountability group, you're going to see that. So for me, whenever you think of someone whose confidence you admire, whenever you think of someone, who pops in your head? Okay. You don't have to put it in the chat. You can just kind of think of to yourself. Who pops in your head when you think of someone who's very confident? How do they carry themselves Okay. Do they, like, some of the examples I know whenever you're really researching confidence, like some people who are playing with their hair, like I know for me, I say all the time, playing with your hair, like things that may scare you and that may come up as you're talking live, as you're talking on your stories or going live or whatever that is. That is okay. Okay. You may tell yourself when I talk, I sound super country, or when I talk, I play with my hair because I get really nervous. Y'all, those things are normal and that is okay. Like, that is 100% okay. It is important that you're doing those scary things because you're going to overcome that low self confidence, that low self esteem. Okay. Another thing for me that has helped my confidence is having a growth mindset. Be very open to learning and growth. Okay. You didn't jump onto this journey and you didn't jump in perfect. Nobody is perfect. There are diamonds that still struggle. There are sapphires that still ask for help or new ideas or whatever. We have to embrace that growth mindset because it's not just something that arrives. It's not just something that comes on whenever we go gold or whenever we go silver or whatever that means, whatever that is for you. And something that I wrote down was being confident means that when you do fail, you understand that it's only a minor setback that just propels you forward. You can easily pick yourself up and keep going. So that growth mindset, you have to realize that when you do mess up, you just pick up and keep going. When maybe as a leader, you may forget a call, or you may forget, or you may accidentally post the wrong thing on your Instagram story, or you may forget about somebody's order or whatever it is. That's okay. You have to embrace that growth mindset because as an entrepreneur, as a someone that is having their own business, someone that is one day going to be making six figures, y'all, these are all things that's just going to help you grow as a leader, as a person, as a mom, as a wife. Confidence is something that it doesn't just come natural. Another thing that's really helped me with confidence is really like planning and preparing certain things. So like, for instance, you may get a planner this week. And that's going to be one of our challenges. You may get a planner this week and you may start writing down so-and-so's order. I'm going to FaceTime this person at this time. I'm going to write thank you notes to this person, this person, and this person. Having that planning and preparation mindset makes you not only appear more confident, but you're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel like a boss babe. You're going to feel like, I have this business. I'm doing all of the things. I am, prepared. I'm organized. Those things will help you with your confidence. Okay. Another thing is that I wrote down is improving your self-talk. Okay. This one is hard. Not going to lie. Like, this one is really hard. Over the time of me growing and becoming more confident in myself, we tell ourselves lies every single day. That's what we do. It's natural. Satan really tries to get in our head. Okay. We tell ourselves these lies about who we think we are. And we've done it for years. Oh, we're not good enough. Oh, we're not young enough. Oh, we're not skinny enough. Oh, we're not this. We're not this. We're not this. But when you are aware of how you're talking to yourself, and when you catch something, when you catch yourself saying something negative, like, oh, I'm not going to look like her. I'm not going to do that. Oh, I'm not as good as her. Oh, I'm not qualified enough. I'm not at that rank yet, or I'm not this, and this. Go ahead and just reframe it into a positive. Okay. Reframe it into a positive, because what's going to happen is as you continue to do that, that confidence is going to build and build and build. Like, for example, I'm too old. No one will want to listen to me. Reframe to, I may be older, but that means I have more wisdom to share. Okay. And it's going to take practice. But when you are aware of how you're talking to yourself, that's huge. When you can like dismiss that negative self-talk for positive and say, you know what? I'm not going to feel that way anymore. I'm not going to talk to myself that way because I am worthy and I'm here for a reason and I'm here for a purpose and I can do this. Okay. Confidence. And this is the last thing I'm going to say about confidence before we move into consistency. Confidence is very attractive and we have to practice that. This week, we're going to practice that. I've got some challenges for you guys. We're going to practice that confidence because when you have that confidence and when you have that belief in what you're talking about and what your, what your niche is, whatever it is, whether you play the piano or you cook really good or you, are really knowledgeable about mental health, whatever it is, when you're confident and you know what you bring to the table, even if you don't, you guys, even if you get on a live this week and you don't know what the heck you're going to say, act like you do. Okay. Act like you do. And you may have some little glitches every now and then where you play with your hair or you may accidentally pick your nose on a live. I don't know what you're going to do, but do it anyway. And people that are watching you and your audience is going to fall in love because they're going to be like, this girl is so confident in what she has that I just love watching her. I love watching her put her makeup on. I love watching her plant that flower in that pot because she's so confident in what she's doing. That's huge. And so confidence is attractive and we have to remember that. We have to have that in ourselves no matter how, and y'all, that self-love is a real thing. Okay. Stop basing your worth off the number on the scale. Stop basing your worth off the size of your jeans. Stop basing your worth off of fitting into that swimsuit. Stop doing that. Okay. There is a big world out there that needs us. There's people struggling with mental health. There's people struggling with their finances. There's people struggling with just feeling so tired all the time and not even wanting to play with their babies because they want to take a nap all day. We have something that can change the world. So let's go be bold. Okay. Let's stop hiding behind the scenes. Let's stop having this low self-esteem and let's go do hard things this week. Okay. All right. Next thing is consistency. So this one is huge. Okay. Consistency in anything is important. If you went to a job and you said, oh, I'm only going to show up for an hour today because I just really don't feel like it. I'm just really down on myself. I feel like I've been working and I've been doing all these things and I've been posting and like no one is commenting. No one is messaging me. I'm only going to work this much time. Okay. You would be FIRED, like literally FIRED. Thank goodness for Plexus because we can literally do what we want when we want. But y'all, if you are working like a diamond, you're going to be a diamond. Okay. If you're posting once a week, your paycheck's going to be you posting once a week. And I'm just being very vulnerable and honest with you right now that has been something that I have learned along the way as a jewel is that looking back over my journey, I remember times where I would say, oh, I really didn't like my paycheck. Oh, I really wish that people would respond to me. Oh, I really wish that I could be at that rank. And then I look back and I'm like, there's a reason I wasn't there. Okay. We have to go do all the big scary things. We have to be consistent in working our business. And I don't just mean working our business. I mean, consistent with your supplements, consistent with your workouts, consistent with your steps. That's why we have this Fall and Fit group, consistent with your water, consistent with things, because that's going to make you not only a better mom, a better wife, a better friend, but it's going to teach you to become that leader. It's going to teach you that confidence. You're going to have so much growth from that consistency. So as far as consistency goes, whenever you are working this week, so this week, again, we're going to really give you guys some challenges about confidence and consistency. But whenever you are like sitting down and you're like, man, I really don't want to work. Like, I'll just do it tomorrow. It's very important that you go back to your why. Okay. Your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Is it because you want to come home? Is it because you want to build a dream house? Is it because that's why we did this dream board last week, y'all? That's a real thing. Why are you doing this? And then tell yourself, okay, I'm going to set apart a time every single day to work my business. And again, this is going to be one of our challenges this week. Set apart a time every single day that you can work your business, 15 to 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes a day. That's it. And I don't mean posting on social media. I mean working your business. How do you work your business? Reaching out to people, telling them what we have, being confident in your reach outs, writing down on your planner, whatever that is. We're going to do some of that this week. So whenever you do sit down and you're getting ready to work, remember your why. Look up at that dream board, open it up on your phone, print it out, put it by your computer, put it on your fridge, tell your family about it. Say, guys, I'm going to be a Jewel one day, and mommy is going to drive a Plexus Lexus, and we're going to make quite a bit of money where y'all can have your own bedrooms, and we can go on vacations, and we can do all the fun things. And mommy's going to do that. And I want y'all to support me and encourage me and just hype me up, because we are going to do this. Okay. Remember your why. Okay. Also, one of the things that I wrote down was, don't try to do all of the things. Like, don't overwhelm yourself with like, oh, I've got to do this, and this. Just pick one or two things that you want to work on this week. One or two things that you want to work on, and practice being consistent with those things. So like, you may say, okay, I'm going to really focus on adding new people on social media and engaging in their stuff. Okay. So what you want to do when you sit down is, you don't want to have the mindset and say, okay, I've got to add people. I've got to reach out. I've got to message them. I've got to do this, and this. You're going to be super overwhelmed. So if you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to do two things. I'm just going to start with two things, and I'm going to get really good at being consistent with them. And then guess what? Small wins lead to great big wins. I'm cracking up at Caitlin and Chance right now. Anyways, those are big things. So don't try to do all of the things. Just pick one or two things that you want to work on and stick with it. Learn to be consistent with those things. Okay. Also, one of the things this week that I want us to do that's been really good for me is like, actually, like I said, setting apart a time and like having a space where I work. Okay. Because here's the deal, you guys, this is not just some side gig, hobby, half-ass type job. Okay. And I'm just being real with you. If you have that mindset, your paycheck's going to reflect that. All right. I am proof of that, because I jumped into this. It grew as an accidental business, and I had the mindset of, okay, well, it's kind of a side gig. It's really more of a hobby. It's not something that I really took very seriously. And y'all, one day when you're making $10,000 a month, and you're doing all these big, scary things, and you're confident, and you are being consistent, and you're working, and like Natalie said, and you sitting at a desk, and you're making time for it, and you're doing all these hard things now. And one day when you're making $10,000 a month, you're going to look back and you're going to say, I remember Monday night on October 4th at 8:40, Marissa told me to be consistent and to be confident. And it worked. I'm telling you guys, it works when you're confident and when you're consistent and when you're doing the big, scary things. So set apart a time every day and have a workspace. Like Natalie said, sitting at a desk. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy a desk this week. I don't want you to do that, but have a space where you work, where it is your job. Y'all, this is the best job in the world. Okay. I've had a boutique. I'm a photographer. I worked at a Sonic car hop. Freaking loved being a Sonic car hop, by the way. That was like my favorite job ever. But like, this is so incredible because of what it offers. Like, we literally have something that can change our entire life, that can change our family's life, that can change our kids' life. We have something that is so special. You get to work from home. You get to work your own hours. You get to one day make $10,000 a month if you want to. Every single person on this call, I believe, can do that, because guess what? You're on this call. You're making it a priority to be here. You're making it a priority to want to grow and work your business. So for that in itself, you can one day be a Jewel, but you have to do the hard things first. You have to do the hard things now to get to where you're going. Y'all, people buy from people that know where they're going. People are inspired by people that know where they're going. When you have a vision, like just like when Caitlin and Chance were doing their live the other night, talking about their, healthy recipes and all that, whatever y'all talked about, that was something that I saw, and I messaged Caitlin and I said, you and Chance need to go live on your Instagram stories. You need to talk about this because this is something that people love sitting and watching. They loved sitting and watching them, and they loved watching their journey and their story. Every single one of you on this call have a story. You have a purpose. You have a dream. You have a past. You have struggles. You have strengths. You have all of these things that make you who you are. And so we have to be bold and go share that. So make sure that you are setting something, as far as a workspace, like give yourself a workspace where you go and you worked. Okay. Also, last two things, that you have to improve your willpower and ignore your feelings. Okay. So that feeling in the morning when it's like, I don't feel like it. Anytime you're trying to be consistent at something that is important to you, you're going to hear that voice. Okay. I hear it all the time. Oh, Marissa, you just need to snuggle Laylee. Oh, Marissa, you don't really have time. You need to be cooking. You need to be doing this. You need to be cleaning. Oh, Marissa, this. Y'all, those are things that are going to hold you back from one day being a jewel. Those are things that are going to hold you back from having financial freedom. You have to train yourself to overpower that voice in your head if you want to learn how to be consistent. You can't just be consistent without improving your willpower and remembering that you have to practice whatever it is you're trying to improve over and over again, even if you don't feel like it. It's also important. So I wrote this down. It's also important to ignore the negative voices inside of your head. I can't do this. I can't seem to stick with this. I'm too lazy. Get up, keep working, and you're going to get better. But it has to be done every single day. It's okay because there's going to be changes, y'all. There's going to be lots of changes that come, and it's impossible to be perfect at everything. You're not going to be able to do all of the things. But one of the biggest mistakes that people make in network marketing is not giving it enough time. Not giving it enough time. People think that they just want to jump into this, and they think that they can just jump in. Oh, I'm going to do this. If it works out, it works out. I'm going to post. If somebody buys from me, they buy from me. Oh, I'm going to, no. Okay. You have to be consistent. And the more consistent and the more confident you are, the more you're going to grow. Okay. Last thing on consistency, be realistic. It takes time to practice. I wrote down, keep in mind that you will not start out always being consistent, but that's okay. Be kind to yourself. Don't think that if you miss one workout or one day that it's going to waste. Okay. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a Sunday off and not have your phone. It's okay to do those things, but you have to get back up. Like, you cannot stay there. If you had a bad day and you were lazy and you took a nap or whatever it was, guess what? That just means the next day we're going to work harder. That just means the next day we're going to message twice as many people, or the next day we're going to listen to 3 podcasts instead of 1. Whatever that is, consistency that is key. That's one of the most famous quotes in the world. Consistency is key. And y'all, it's so true. If you are in this business right now and you're treating it as a hobby and you're just doing it every now and then, and you are, just hoping and dreaming that it works out, I'm here to tell you that it's probably not going to happen. And I'm just giving you tough love, that I love you. And I believe that every single one of you can be here. I believe every single one of you can be a jewel. I think that this accountability group is incredible. I love, love, love all of these challenges and like helping people grow outside their comfort zone. But that is something that I'm very honest with up front, is that if you want this, it can happen. It can happen. It takes growth. It takes consistency. That growth mindset, like I said earlier, I know for me, it's been huge. I know for Brittany, it's been huge, thinking that you can just jump in and do all the things and learn, like you think, okay, well, if it happens, it happens. If I make money, I make money. But if not, it's no big deal. No, don't tell yourself that. You want to make $15,000 a month, don't you? Okay, so go and do the hard things. Okay, really quickly, Samantha, I want to chat with you for just a second. I know I messaged you earlier. So we talked this morning about confidence. We talked about your growth and how people at your work even have said that they doubted you when you jumped into this journey because of just how you were. Tell me about how you were. Like, what kind of personality did you have? Like, why did you feel like they doubted you?
I feel like a lot of it had to do with I have a pretty lengthy testimony, and a lot of people that I know here, I've shared that with them. Also too, I work a lot in the emergency room, and I'm kind of known as the nice nurse. So whenever someone starts getting ugly, I wouldn't be the first one to just be like I would be like, oh, okay, hold on just a second, and like go get somebody else. You know what I mean? And so to do something so bold, I think they were just like, oh my gosh, there's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is gonna work for her.
Right. And again, it all goes back to too. I think a lot of times people have such a stigma of network marketing that it's like, oh, I don't know, she's gonna try this out. Let's see how she does. Do you think you being bold up front? So when you jumped onto this journey, you were bold from the beginning. Like you were like, okay, I'm all in. I'm gonna do this. Do you think that helped? Do you think just being bold up front and just being confident, like, do you think that helped your audience? And then also, how were you so bold? Like, what made you like want to full-fledged do this?
Okay, so I am very strong in my faith, and I feel like I said, my testimony led me to where I had a lot of peace with my decision on starting. Like I had prayed about it. And then whenever I started, I have just come to a place in my life where I realized like mindset is everything. I had, you know, to like make it a very, very, very condensed story. I had my first child when I was 17 as basically a teen mom. My senior year in high school, I was like starter of all sports. My dad is a county judge. My mom was a teacher. Well, we're well known in the community. So that came with a lot of judgment. I got married young because I thought I'm going to prove myself. Fast forward, I ended up getting divorced. My husband went to rehab. And I thank the good Lord that he accepted Jesus in his heart. He is a Christian. We actually got remarried. It is the same one I'm married to today. And later we had Lucy. I had a lot of pregnancy, basically anxiety. I was taken to UAMS because I was under 100 pounds. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping. And I one day prayed and I was like, Lord, if you let me sleep, I know you're not supposed to bargain with you, but if you let me sleep, I 100% commit myself to you and anything that you call me to do. And I remember that was the first time in like a month. I closed my eyes at like 9:30 and I woke up and I saw the sun in the window. And so my motto of life is just like, be the light, be the sunshine. And so that's how I just live my life. And it took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of time, but you hit it right on when you said, like, you have to change your narrative. Like nobody can change it for you. Just like my husband, no one could change his narrative. He had to do it for him. I couldn't fix him. So you have to be very bold, because people, like when I hesitate, like if I'm like the skittish nurse in the ER, I have learned that people don't take me seriously. Since I have started Plexus, I have become such a better patient advocate, where my bosses have noticed, my doctors have noticed, like hands down, they're like, when are you going to be the primary nurse? We want you to lead. Like you tell, like, when are you going to be done with school? Like, we're ready, and that is like, I was scared to death. I was like, Lord, don't put me back there. Jesus, no. And so, but that's why whenever I decided to do Plexus and they doubted me, like these are the people that are like my family. And so when they doubted me, I could have let that decide for me that I was going to let that, knock me down a notch, or I could let it be my motivation. And so you're literally what you decide, that's what sets the tone. Like I remember it was my very first week. Marissa had sent me a message and I was like, I don't want to do it today. And she said, I want you to message 3 people. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I had someone that said, yes, never happened.
Right.
So,
And that, do you feel like every time you are confident or bold or like maybe doing something scary, like, do you feel like you grow from that? Do you feel like it helps you become more confident? I mean, I know as a nurse, like that's something that probably deal with on a daily, just dealing with people. But do you feel like doing the big scary things helps you grow?
oh, 100%. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So and Samantha, that's so awesome. Like that, your story. And I love talking to you this morning. Like I just think that like, especially that's why I wanted to ask you, because you're a perfect example of somebody that hopped into this journey. You don't know anybody on this team. Like you're going to come to the weekend retreat in November, hugging everybody for the first time. But that's something that's such an incredible, and you guys, back to spiritual growth, and this is something where I want to end it tonight. Like there is a reason why you're here. Those of you who came to the April retreat back when we went to the lake house in April in Hot Springs, know that like we have something so special. So when you're down and when you're hard on yourself and when you feel like you can't do this or when you feel like you want to give up, remember the community behind this. Like, remember the testimonies, remember the stories, remember these people who have your back. Like, this is something also I want to kind of throw your way. Me and Blakely and Alyssa and Natalie are going to try to get this together. But over the next couple months, us as a team as a whole, we're going to try and maybe do something where we like buy families that don't have a whole lot of money, maybe buy their Thanksgiving meal, or do like buy a family's Christmas or whatever it is. Use our team and our financial blessings to be a blessing to other people. But y'all, this is something that's so incredible, where we're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose. We have to be bold. We have to have that confidence. Like, do the big scary things, be confident, be consistent with working your business. As you grow and as you grow outside of your comfort zone, you're going to see that people take you seriously, that people are more attracted to you. Samantha, like her talking, I could listen to her talk all day, but that's something where, Samantha, really quickly, before you joined our team, did you feel like you could hop on a live and talk? Like, what do you think shifted in that? Like, do you think that it was just saying, okay, I'm going to do this? Like, did you have a vision? I know you've been watching my journey and you've seen my journey, but like, what was that like for you? Really quick.
Basically, I just, it was just like a mindset thing. I had watched Marissa. And so when you go all in, you have to be 110%. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like if you want it, you have to fight for it. And so, I was like, she's all in. So I just started going back through and I was like, I'm going to watch some of her videos and see what she's doing. And so when I went live, absolutely not. That is something I would not do at all. And so I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even watch my live back over, but I was like, I did it. And I felt like I looked like I knew what I was talking about. And it's just gotten easier and better since then.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. You say that you went back and watched my videos. It's like every now and then I'll have like the time hop where it's like, oh, 3 years ago you went live. And I'm like, Marissa, why did you talk like that? Or what were you talking about? Like, you didn't know what you were talking about, but y'all, we did it. And the growth is so incredible. Like, just being here and showing up and like just learning and evolving into this person of growth and just glowing. And like she said, being vibrant, being full of sunshine, like people need to see that. And so just showing up, being confident, being consistent, those things are huge. Okay. So after we get off the call, I am going to announce week 5's winner for last week. The person who, somebody who was doing all the things, posting on their stories, reaching out, those type of things. And then we're going to post week 6's challenges for this week, for this upcoming week. Okay. So y'all be looking for that. I'm going to pray really quick and then we can hop off. Your belly hurting? Okay. Go tell daddy really quick and he'll help. God, thank you so much for these ladies. Thank you for the opportunity that we can just come together and grow as mamas, as wives, as leaders, as just people who want to grow and want to do kingdom work and want to help and bless others. Lord, just help us to use our talents and our strengths to become more bold and to become more confident and just to be more consistent in what we're doing, because you've put this in our heart. You put this in our life for a reason and for such a bigger purpose than what we know even right now. Lord, just help us to have good intentions this week and are reaching out. Help us to be genuine. And Lord, thank you for everybody on this call. Thank you for their families and their babies, and just help keep us safe this week. And thank you again for all that you do for us in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. I love y'all.